Hi everybody, this video is going to be a review of the Pink Floyd box set, The Early Years. Now I know it was available in a very deluxe box set that cost like $500, has just about everything, it's like 30 some discs or whatever. I don't have that set. What I do have is I've got a couple of these that were sold individually. There's one each for the years 1967 through 1972. This particular one is called Germination and it is 1968. And if you're anything like me and you're a completist, you're buying a lot of things just because you have to have it. And when I usually purchase things, sometimes I have the time to listen to them, but then there's other times where I just don't. Like it goes on a shelf and then I'll circle back around at some point and play it, or at least spend some time looking through the booklet or, you know, watching the DVD, whatever the case may be. And so this one, when I got it, you know, I looked through the track listing. I think I might have put the CD on and listened to a couple of tracks, but I did not go through it in any depth. And I saw that there is a DVD and there's also a Blu-ray. So this particular set, it comes with a CD that has 10 tracks on it. Point Me at the Sky single with the B-side, It Would Be So Nice. Julia Dream, the single version of Careful with That Axe Eugene. Song 1, which was a track that was never given a name or never released. It was recorded at Capitol Studios in Los Angeles. Roger's Boogie, which was also recorded in Los Angeles. There's a BBC radio session from June 25th that includes Murderotic Woman, which is another name for Careful with That Axe Eugene. It's got the Masked Gadgets of Hercules, which is another title for Saucer Full of Secrets. Let There Be More Light, and then Julia Dream. And then there's a BBC radio session from December 2nd where they perform Point Me at the Sky, Embryo, and Interstellar Overdrive. And so I thought, okay, CD, great. And then I knew that there was a DVD and a Blu-ray and quite a lot of content on here, but for whatever reason, when I bought this, I just assumed, well, maybe it's just stuff in Blu-ray audio. There can't possibly be this much video content. I mean, we're talking like 26 different tracks on here. And so it wasn't something that I got around to actually throwing into my DVD player until today. And much to my surprise, it's all video content. There's 26 different tracks on here, all either live performances that were filmed in a BBC studio live performance, or some weird music videos that they made. There's a music video for Point Me at the Sky on here. There's a music video for See Emily Play, which is kind of one of my favorites because it's in black and white and it's Pink Floyd and they're in a large park, and in the distance you can see like there's trucks and cars occasionally going by, and then there's some spectators that are just kind of like walking around. They happen to be in the park and they're stopping, and you see them looking at what's going on in the park. And it's basically Pink Floyd clowning around in the park, kind of running around, jumping around. They're pretending to play cricket with their instruments. Nick Mason is miming, playing the drums because he doesn't have a drum set. And they're just kind of, acting silly, sort of like the Can't Buy Me Love sequence in the Beatles movie A Hard Day's Night. And it's kind of fun to think about what were these people thinking as they saw these long-haired weirdos in their eccentric clothing jumping around, being filmed, pretending to, play cricket, just kind of doing somersaults and jumping around. It just acting really, kind of off the wall. And so this is the whole video. See Emily Play is like that. And I think they might have filmed a video with Syd Barrett for See Emily Play. So I'm not sure why they did another one with David Gilmour and Roger Waters and, just the core group after Syd Barrett left. And then there's some, just the entirety of a broadcast program. Some of it's in black and white, some of it's in color, but it's just really interesting. And the thing that struck me the most about this particular year is Pink Floyd is kind of rising from the ashes of Syd Barrett's mental breakdown. Their main singer-songwriter leaving, they're trying to pull themselves together. They're not all that popular. I can't imagine they were making a whole lot of money. And so it's just them grinding it out through the year 1968, playing the same songs over and over. There's quite a few versions of Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun. They play Flaming a couple times, Astronomy Domini a couple times, Corporal Clegg, versions of stuff from Saucer Full of Secrets at the time, and just playing it over and over. And I'm sure, you know, if you're playing it repeatedly, you kind of get bored with the material. Not for a big audience, probably for some, you know, TV program that people may or may not have seen. And yet they were just, you could tell they were just one unified unit. You know, it wasn't like later during the Animals or the Wall period where there were egos clashing and various levels of interest in whatever project they were involved in. So it's just kind of nice to see them just grinding it out, you know, oh, another TV program, another video we have to do, another live show where they're probably one of 4 or 5 different acts, and maybe people know who they are, or maybe people like or don't like the music. But it was just really fascinating to go through this DVD and see, you know, even the changes in their clothes in the space of a year. And, you know, Rick Wright, he doesn't have a mustache at the beginning of the year, and then he's got the mustache and he doesn't have it, you know, it's just really interesting. They do it in chronological order. So it starts out in January 1968 and goes through the entire year. Any video program that they were a part of, any live performance that was filmed. You know, like I say, 26 different tracks were a part of this. So I enjoyed the heck out of it. And I've got 3 other volumes of this that I'm going to have to check out. But it's something that you're going to have to spend at least an hour or so with, because it's a lengthy DVD, and I wish I could have spent more time. Some of the tracks I listened to all the way through because I was fascinated to see what was going on. If there was just a video they were making, in some cases it's Roger Waters or David Gilmour miming to one of Syd Barrett's vocals from their first album. But it was just very engaged through the whole thing, just to kind of see the evolution from, you know, the beginning of 1968 to the end, as they're incorporating more of that Saucer Full of Secrets material, and as they're just kind of, you know, working their way through another show and another live performance and whatnot. So highly recommend it. If you're a Pink Floyd fan and you haven't checked this out, or maybe it's one of those things you're on the fence about whether you want to buy or not, I really would encourage you to get it. I think it's well worth the investment. These run for, on Amazon, between about 40 and 50 bucks. I don't think they're more than 50 bucks each, but you know, you can kind of cherry pick your favorite years. I've got 68, 69, 70, and I think 72. I still got to get 71 and 1967 at some point. But as a Pink Floyd fan, it's definitely something that you got to get. Especially if you like early Pink Floyd and the post-Syd Barrett era and the pre-Dark Side of the Moon. That space where they really were, you know, a team, collective, a band that was unified, and, you know, everybody was contributing and everybody had, you know, an equal stake in the band. So that's my video on this. And if you've seen this, or if you've seen any of the other volumes, or, you know, if you have any impressions on this set, feel free to leave a comment here. I appreciate it. Take care and have a great day.